Welcome to episode 23 of the StormCast, the world's best podcast. I'm your host, Stormy. We're live on YouTube, Rumble, and Twitter, bringing you the latest and greatest news, stories, and updates going on around the world. Today is Wednesday, May 7th, 2025. It's a cool 72 degrees outside. It's actually rainy today, quite stormy. As always, the StormCast is available everywhere you can find podcasts. So be sure to subscribe on YouTube, drop a 5-star review on Spotify, follow on Twitter and Rumble. Your support on Patreon also keeps us going strong. All links are going to be down in the description below. And don't forget to like the video. So let's get into it. I hope everyone is having a good week so far. It's a beautiful Wednesday here in South Carolina. Before we get into today's episode of the Stormcast, I just want to say there is a new movie review video out now, just dropped on the Stormy and Friends YouTube channel. So in that video, I go and review The Woman in the Yard with my brother. Really good episode. I would go check it out. New podcast with Ricky Mercado just dropped as well. Go check that out. He was a great guest. He's a really great person, and it was a really good episode. And I think you guys will enjoy that episode. We talked all things spinal cord injury and life before and after, our accidents. So, yeah, shout out to Ricky for popping up for that episode. Out now. That's going to be Stormcast episode 22. Summer is arriving here fast, ladies and gentlemen, and we're getting back to grinding. We're getting back in the gym. Our workouts, we're really focusing on locking in on our workouts, on swimming, trying to get some resistance in, getting the bike in, getting weights in, the bag, resistance. We're trying to work out this body this summer. We got some plans. We're going to be going and doing some therapy in different locations. I won't be announcing it in this episode where I'll be going, but just know and stay tuned for the update, because in future episodes I will be letting you know just exactly what I have planned for the summer. But right now it's a little bit too early to let all the plans out of the bag. You don't want to talk about things before too early, before they happen and they're locked in and stuff like that. So we have been getting in the gym, we've been grinding, we've been swimming lately, been focusing on our diet. Diet's been good. I've been eating chicken liver lately. Last couple summers, I've been big on beef liver, just a little bit to get those nutrients in. As we know, liver is the most nutrient-dense food on the earth. So I just love to get a little bit of that in with the steak and eggs that I eat regularly, getting some spinach in, protein shakes. So we're just really focusing on getting bigger and stronger and all things like that. So, all right, guys, in other news, let's just get into the topics for today. Here's what you need to know to get up to speed. I'm going to share with you guys the screen. This is going to be the 10 newest inventions you need to know about. So let's go ahead and find this, pull it up. If you are in the chat, drop a W in the chat, everybody. If you join up, let me know. Let me know how everything sounds, and let me do a quick test. Make sure the audio is good. If you join up, yep, audio sounds good. So let's find the 10 newest inventions. Let's see what it looks like. Boom. This could take a while. Hold on 1 second, guys. We do it live. Hold on, let me see what it looks like first, because being the producer and the talent of my podcast, I need to, do things on the fly, which is cool. Oh yeah, I had it. All right. So I see what it looks like. All right, so this is gonna be a good one. This is gonna be an interesting one. Let's pull it up real quick. Let me share screen with you guys. If you're watching the live, you'll see it right now. And we have the technology is moving so fast that it's hard to know what's real anymore. Here are the 10 new inventions that you need to know and that show how far things have come and how strange it's getting out there. So let's see. First, we have Neuralink enables ALS patient to communicate. Let's see if there's audio with this. Audio one. Yeah, there's no audio. Okay. So Bradford Smith on ALS patient, an ALS patient received an Neuralink brain implant. As you know, we've talked about Neuralink a lot on this channel and in this podcast. In the past, I was going to go through the trials for the Neuralink, but didn't end up doing it. But it's glad to see that, you know, it's being utilized on someone who needs it. He can now control a computer cursor with his thoughts, allowing him to type and communicate. Using AI, his old voice was recreated from post recordings, enabling more natural interactions. This advancement offers hope for individuals with severe paralysis. Wow. So now we're getting to the point where, you know, in this situation, a guy with ALS who can't speak, you know, he's gone mute, and you know, he just can't, you know, communicate verbally or you know, non-verbally. He apparently had the Neuralink surgery, which allowed him to control a computer cursor with his thoughts and allow him to type. So that's good. You know, he doesn't, you know, a guy is using technology, especially someone with a disability, you know, you'd love to see it. We have a video here. This is the liquid robot, which navigates tight spaces. A South Korean researchers developed a liquid robot capable of changing shape to pass through narrow openings. This technology could be useful in rescue missions, surveillance, and medical procedures. All right. That's awesome. Look at that. It's a liquid robot. Like, how do we get to that point? Hold on. Let's see if that video will replay right here. Wow. A drop of water, which really changes shape, and it's going through. So, where I can see that being useful, you know, is, you know, rescue missions and things like that, or, you know, someone gets caught in a tight space, or you get trapped in a car, or something that gets locked like that, or a freezer, and you need to open it. So you can send that through, and that should be able to go and open the door for you, or, you know, sneak through and open doors. So that one right there can be fishy. But yeah, let's get into number 3 here. We have the YKK self-fastening zipper prototype. YKK introduced a prototype zipper that closes automatically with a button press. Designed to assist individuals with limited hand mobility, it's currently in the early stages and not yet available clothing. So let's see if there's a video. These Asian companies are innovative. It seems like, you know, a piece of disability type clothing.
This is a robotic.
Number 4, we have the lightweight exoskeleton, which assists caregivers. Okay, all of these seem to be, you know, disability related, which is good. You know, obviously I have a spinal cord injury and I'm in a wheelchair. So things like this is exciting to see, because these will serve a purpose in my life, you know, most definitely. So the ULS Robotics in China, of course, Asia, developed a 5-kilogram exoskeleton that helps users lift up to 30 kilograms. This device aims to reduce strain for caregivers, especially in elderly care settings. Okay, that makes sense. Or maybe even perhaps well, let's look at the video. But from what I'm thinking, it's gonna be an exoskeleton that allows you to pick up weight. Superhuman exoskeleton type shell. Maybe a nurse can use it. Because most nurses and caregivers are female. It's a female-dominated industry, so a lot of times they are weaker than men. When a lot of times they have to call male nurses to have to assist in transfers and things like this. But something like this would be able to help them out in that situation.
Exoskeleton, a wearable device designed to amplify both human strength and endurance. While its own weight is only 5.5 kilograms, it can assist with lifting heavy objects, providing support of up to 30 kilograms. But its significance goes beyond that. This is a robotic exoskeleton, a wearable device designed to amplify both human strength and endurance. While its own weight is only 5.5 kilograms, it can assist with lifting heavy objects, providing support of up to 30 kilograms. But its significance goes beyond that. This is a robotic exoskeleton.
So I can definitely see that being useful in my life. That would have my caregivers instead of having to use the sling lift in my roof, in my ceiling, I could just tell them, here, put this exoskeleton on and pick me up, and it doesn't matter where we are. I can travel and have people come with me and transfer. They can have people transfer if you're in a situation where you need transferring. And you can't always just carry around a big old sling, or transfers can be difficult in a lot of places. So that would be cool right there. All right, number 5, we have agricultural robots. Agricultural robots for fumigation. In China, robots are being used in agriculture to spray pesticides. These machines enhance efficiency and reduce manual labor in farming practices. Another Asian. Engineering that goes into that to design a robot for that specific purpose is like mind-boggling to me. At number 6, we have stretchable battery from Sweden. Swedish scientists developed a soft battery that can stretch to twice its length without losing power. This innovation could benefit wearable technology and flexible electronic devices. At number 7, we have the Flex Bowl, the interactive holographic display. Engineers in Spain created Flexible, an interactive 3D holographic display. Users can interact with the holograms by passing their fingers through them, offering a new way to engage with digital content. It's like a 3D technology. Let's look at that again. It's a hologram that you can touch if you're watching, just listening to the pod. I recommend you watch the video pod on YouTube. I think on Spotify. Spotify can't put the video now anyway. So, but no, this is crazy. Something you gotta see to believe. Let's go to number 8. We have the 1X Neo robot assist in gardening. I've heard of the 1X Neo robot company. The Norwegian company 1X developed the Neo robot capable of performing household tasks like gathering leaves, as demonstrated in videos. So yeah, I've heard about this Neo robot, like household robot. Let's look at the video. is locked in. It is not caring. The humans in that video, obviously, are not caring about him at all. He's just completely integrated with humans. It's coming. Everyone's going to have a house robot soon. The Volonaut air bike. The Volonaut air bike, this sci-fi air bike at number 9 is a jet-powered hover bike that can fly up to 124 miles per hour and balance itself in the air without visible propellers. Miles per hour. It reminds me of that one bike thing from Star Wars that the stormtroopers used to drive in the snow. That's what that thing reminds me of. At number 10 on the list, we have the Lenovo solar-powered Yoga PC concept. Lenovo unveiled the Yoga Solar PC concept, featuring a solar panel that can provide up to an hour of video playback after 20 minutes of sunlight exposure. It's currently a concept with no release date. So it's like a computer powered by the sun. Makes sense. Makes sense. Let's stop sharing that tab and let's hop back on here. So guys, let me know what y'all think about those inventions right there. That was pretty sick. A lot of those will be very useful in the hands and in the lives of people with disabilities, obviously for independence. And, this podcast is slowly turning into an AI channel, AI podcast, right? Because that's just what's going on in the world is, technology is evolving and whatnot. So just amazing to see. Next up, we're going to be looking at something that I saw that related to what we just read about. It's the first nonverbal Neuralink patient shares brain edited video using Musk chip. So this is what we just talked about, one of the inventions. Obviously, Neuralink. Brad Smith, the first nonverbal ALS patient to receive Elon Musk Neuralink implant, has shared a video he edited and narrated using only his brain signals. Smith uses the chip to control a mouse on his laptop, allowing him to edit footage and play games like Mario Kart. AI recreated his voice from old recordings to narrate the video. The chip implanted in his motor cortex translates brain activity into computer commands. No speech or movement needed. Previously, reliant on eye tracking technology, Smith says Neuralink now lets him communicate even in bright environments, offering him renewed independence and purpose. So let's check out this video of Brad and what seems to be his daughter maybe, or his kid. Let's see.
My wife, Tiffany, is the best caregiver I could ever imagine.
Yeah, we're gonna start that over.
She does everything for me, with only our kids and friends and family to help. She is the key to making Neuralink work. I will stop talking about her because she doesn't like the attention. Before Neuralink, I had to use an eye gaze control computer for all commute, totally reliant on a ventilator to keep me alive and breathing. My wife, Tiffany, is the best caregiver I could ever imagine. She does everything for me, with only our kids and friends and family to help. She is the key to making Neuralink work.
So I
will stop talking about her because she doesn't like the attention. Before Neuralink, I had to use an eye gaze control computer for all commute. Totally
awesome video right there of Brad Smith, a guy with ALS, creating a video from AI, and it recreates his voice, which, using old recordings of his voice, the chip which was implanted in his cortex. He had no speech or movement. Obviously, he still doesn't. But that's the next step for Neuralink for me is getting into those connections in the spinal cord and allowing people to have movement. But either way, awesome job to Elon Musk for even, getting us to this point where we can even look at things like that and, draw hope from it. You got to start somewhere. And so, he's trying, right? Moving on, we've got a subject that's got everyone talking. I say robots are coming to a home near you. And I don't exaggerate when I say that, right? Because AI is constantly evolving. Technology is constantly getting better. Each and every day it's getting smarter and helping us out with more and more things. So this right here, related to that, this new AI can help humanoid robots think like humans. Figure recently unveiled Helix, a generalist vision language action or VLA model designed to integrate perception, language comprehension, and learned control, addressing several long-standing challenges in robotics. The home environment presents one of the toughest challenges for robotics. Unlike controlled industrial settings, homes contain a vast array of objects: fragile glassware, wrinkled clothing, scattered toys, each varying in shape, size, color, and texture in unpredictable ways. For robots to be truly useful in households, they must generate intelligent, adaptive behaviors on demand, especially when encountering unfamiliar objects. Helix demonstrates exceptional object generalization, successfully picking up thousands of novel household items with diverse shapes, sizes, colors, and materials, none of which were part of its training, simply by responding to natural language commands. All right. It's a lot of words there. Let's see what this AI humanoid robot can do. Turn the volume on. Oh, and it's paused.
Okay, I'd like to try something new. Even though this is the very first time that you've ever seen these items, I'd like you to use your new Helix AI and try to reason through where you think they belong in the scene, and then work together to put them away. Does that sound good?
Okay.
Here's, can you come here?
It's the point where the robots are becoming more and more human-like. As you saw just now, the robots were sorting groceries into the refrigerator based on what they thought the grocery should be. So they're categorizing different things like milk and water together and fruit together and stuff like that. Meats together, drinks together. That's actually ridiculous. This robot is another step closer to home, introducing Neo Gamma. 1X has introduced Neo Gamma, the next generation of humanoids, or home humanoids. The Gamma series includes improvements across Neo's hardware and AI, featuring a new design that is deeply considerate of life at home. Neo Gamma introduces a number of key improvements in AI advancements, enhancing both autonomy and safe teleportation in the home, teleoperation in the home. Consumer-friendly domestic design, multi-purpose whole body controller, soft covers to improve safety, improved general purpose manipulation. 1X developed language model. So these are some of the improvements in AI and advancements Neo Gamma robot is, now has. So let's see what's going on here.
It's super funny. Right there.
here. How's this?
Straighten up.
Perfect.
Bring us some coffee. So that means someone out there has a robot. I'm sure, but there's people out there that already have these. I'm deciding on which robot I'm gonna get, which one I'm still doing some searching. But this Neo Gamma right here, it's impressive. Not bad, Neo Gamma. It makes me excited whenever I can see robots, doing household chores, making my life easier. 1X has unveiled Neo Gamma, the next evolution of human. So we just saw this. That's Norway's company, Neo Gamma. Also related, we have scientists say AI can translate what chickens are saying. In a bizarre yet fascinating leap for science, researchers in Japan say they've developed an AI-powered system that can decode the emotional states of chickens, including hunger, fear, anger, and even excitement. Led by University of Tokyo Professor Adrian David Check, the team used what they call deep emotional analysis learning to analyze clucks and squawks from 80 chickens, aiming to translate their vocal patterns into emotional data. The system reportedly improves over time and adapts to each chicken's unique voice. Partnering with animal psychologists and veterinary surgeons, the team claims their algorithm reached impressive accuracy levels in detecting different moods. But hold your feathers. The study hasn't been peer-reviewed yet, and researchers admit there are limits, such as breed variation and other forms of nonverbal chicken communication. Still, Check remains optimistic. If we know what animals are feeling, we can design a much better world for them, he said. He even teased future plans to apply this AI to other animals. Yeah, I think we talked before about being able to communicate with dogs in a previous episode, or cats. That was a previous episode, but we're getting to the point where the things that don't seem like they could be physically possible just due to the laws of physics are just completely being, discovered, new things that we can do due to AI, due to technology, due to the advancement of AI and technology. So whether revolutionary or just a quirky experiment, one thing's certain: this could be the first step toward cracking the chicken code. So we're going to be talking to our fried chicken guys. We're going to be, talking to our food and letting them express themselves before we kill them at the slaughterhouse. Let's see what they think about, being eaten, right? Because that's what chickens are for, right? That's pretty much what we do with chickens, right? We eat them, fry them up, bake them, broil them. Y'all let me know your favorite way to eat chicken. There's a million ways to do it. I like mine toasted in the oven. I like oven baked chicken. So next we have world's first AI teacher gets hired and students say is better than humans. The world's first AI teacher is here, and students are saying it's better than humans, right? So with instant knowledge, no bias, and infinite patience, this AI educator adapts to each student's learning style, making complex subjects easier than ever. No sick days, no mood swings, just pure uninterrupted teaching. It answers questions instantly, gives personalized feedback, and never gets tired of explaining. While some fear AI replacing human teachers, students see it as the ultimate learning revolution. It is the future of education. Would you learn from an AI teacher? Personally, I think that it would have been much better to go to school with a teacher that can explain things to you specifically designed to how you are meant to learn, right? Because not everybody learns things in the same way, and usually teachers will teach, the class something in one particular style, which may not be conducive to all the students in the classroom. So this right here, we're getting to the point where teachers are looking like they're also going to be replaced in the job market soon by robots and AI. Also relating to AI and robots, we have Figures Humanoid Robots, another company which creates robots and AI, are now sorting packaging and picking and handling packages at human speed. Don't worry, robots won't take all the jobs. Should people be expected to work like robots, or should we let robots do the robotic tasks? Figures Humanoid Robots are just learned high-speed logistics in 30 days, a task that previously took them a whole year to learn. They're sorting, packaging, picking and handling packages at human speed without getting tired, taking breaks, or needing a raise. This presents both a challenge and an opportunity. While automation may change the nature of some jobs, it also frees up human workers to focus on tasks requiring creativity, critical thinking, and problem solving. Right. So how can we maximize both human potential and technological advancement? So guys, we're pretty much just making it seem like there's not a revolution going on, and that jobs aren't being taken, and there will be a revolution started because of things like this. There will be revolts, when thousands and thousands of people are laid off and can no longer feed their family because their job was taken by a robot, right? We had our industrial revolution. Now we're in the technological revolution. I'm here saying it first. I haven't heard anybody say that, but we are now entering the technological revolution age, to where humans will be counter opposed to robots and vice versa, because of the lack of resources that are going to be able to be spread to humans after the robots begin to take over all the jobs. It's not going to look good for those who have jobs that are automated like this, like assembly line jobs, Amazon warehouse jobs, even things like truck drivers. If you can automate a truck to be able to you already have self-driving cars, so I believe that trucks and transportation of goods and products are just going to become automated by robots, and a lot of these people are going to be laid off, and that's just going to cause a chain reaction, so far and so on. So there's some videos to go with this. Let's see what's going on. At World Warehouse, they work nonstop without breaks or fatigue. See, nonstop. We can't get a human to work nonstop. We need breaks, right? We gotta go to the bathroom. We need a cigarette break, right? You gotta get some water. You gotta use the restroom. All that. These robots, they don't need to do that. Order packages, without emotion, no care in the world. AI identifies factors that you can adjust correctly. Perfect choices. It doesn't make mistakes, guys. A lot of human error will be replaced because of this, which is better for the consumer, but not for the worker. And believe it or not, we have another AI robot related topic. Thailand releases AI Police Cyborg 1.0, a street patrolling robot with 360 vision and real-time facial recognition. Another Asian country, of course, right? Where else? AI Police 1.0. So we're just at the first stage, right? This is 1.0. Imagine 20 years from now when we're at 5.0, right? Thailand. So this AI Police Cyborg 1.0 from Thailand, the AI powered police robot, is making its debut during Songkran, the country's largest festival, known for massive crowds and citywide water fights. Designed for real-time threat detection, the robot is equipped with 360-degree cameras, facial recognition, and weapon detection, excluding water guns, right? Allowing it to scan crowds for aggressive behavior. Imagine you pull a water gun out on the robot and the robot just, executes you because it thought it was a gun, right? Scary. If it spots anything suspicious, however, it instantly alerts human officers through a central command system. Okay, so it's pretty much like it doesn't really do anything physical to you. I guess it doesn't make arrests, but it's like a snitch. It's gonna like be able to monitor and, like keep environments safer because of, it's monitoring, and, it can report back to other officers and whatnot. But this is 1.0, so we're just getting started. This marks the first time Thailand has deployed AI-driven surveillance robots on public streets. The cyborg also integrates with existing CCTV and drone feeds to provide a comprehensive view of the area as it monitors. So officials say the robot aims to enhance safety during large-scale events. However, its introduction also sparks fresh debate over the balance between security and personal privacy in public spaces. Yeah. I mean, but police are always in public spaces, right? And I can, in America, that's why, it's different living in Asia, right? Because all the freedom of, the rights that we have and enjoy over here in America, the U.S., they just simply do not care about that. The governments over there, they are, willing to do whatever it takes to keep the citizens, under their control, right? So monitoring and AI robots in the street is nothing to these Asian countries, right? This is just the beginning. See, we got a video to put this. Okay, so look at that thing. That thing is like at least 6'8". Slick, slim, a little bit intimidating. I'm not gonna lie to you. If you see that thing coming at you, you would be a little bit shook. Yeah, it's looking into a crowd of people just ominously, just, no expression. Pretty scary sight. It's getting shot with a water gun here. Nice. Alrighty, folks. That's a little bit of enough of robot talk. I think I want to transition a little bit. Now let's shift gears to something that's making headlines and sparking discussions. Here's the latest insight into flying cars, right? Flying cars are here. When I saw this, I was like, what else, right? We're here. We've made it. Nothing's left out. Aliens exist. Flying cars are here. We're going to be teleporting soon. We got robots. We're living in 2025. It's the future, or 2025. We're in the future. So flying cars exist. Alepht's electric flying car just took its first flight. Aleph Aeronautics has unveiled the first footage of its electric flying car taking off vertically in a test on a California road. The black prototype drove normally before lifting off and gliding over another vehicle. This lightweight version of the Model Zero is a two-seater with 110-mile flying range and 200-mile driving range. Featuring autopilot flight, it uses 8 hidden rotors for stable flight and 4 small motors for driving, though its top speed is just 25 miles per hour. Designed to be street legal, the Model A includes obstacle detection, glide landing, and a ballistic parachute. Customers can reserve one for $150 with a full price of $299.99. And by that, I mean $300,000, right? $299,000, $299,999. Aleph has already secured 3,300 pre-orders, right? Easy, simple. 3,300 pre-orders on the flying car. I might have to be one of those because that sounds too cool, right? Like, You have to control it in the air. There's a video that goes with it. Let's check it out. Easy. Easy. Oh, smooth landing. Okay. Nice. It's like a visual of what it would look like on the street. Imagine you're in traffic and you're like almost home and you're like, wait, I can just fly, right? What am I waiting in traffic for, right? Why am I not using my flight feature? So I thought that was cool. I thought that was interesting. Let me know what y'all think about the flying car here. Guys, I'm going to have to pre-order one for $300,000, right? You got $300,000 laying around. Get you a little pre-order in. Next up, let's talk about an interesting one with plenty of angles to explore. Now, I've been seeing a lot of this one right here. This super skin that heals wounds 90% in 4 hours and fully repairs in 24. So super skin, this is what we need, you know, if we're gonna heal. A lot of times, if you have pressure sores, you know, say someone in the, you know, you get your arm shot, you know, let's read a little bit into it, right? Researchers at UCLA have created a groundbreaking human skin-like hydrogel that repairs wounds 90% in just 12 hours and fully heals them within 24 hours. This futuristic material mimics real skin, speeding up tissue regeneration like never before. While still in testing, this could revolutionize wound care. Precisely, making slow healing a thing of the past. Exactly what I was thinking. So right now, guys, I'm currently, you know, dealing with a small pressure, short pressure wound. You could say it's really a scrape, which turns into a pressure wound from laying on it, and it gets deeper and deeper as you use it. And the reason I get these is because I work out a lot, right? I go to the swim. I'm having to make transfers, and I'm also always constantly moving my body and, you know, rubbing against something, which causes a lot of friction too, right? I'm always sitting. So something like this would completely revolutionize someone in my situation. It would completely change their lives, right? So scientists, this is also related. This innovative material developed by Alto University and University of Beirut mimics human skin, offering a game-changing solution for wound care and regenerative medicine. Made from entangled polymers and nanosheets, this hydrogel forms an elastic, ultra-strong network that allows it to self-repair after damage. Unlike traditional wound treatments, this high-tech material is flexible, durable, and maintains its form without losing effectiveness. Perfect for artificial skin, soft robotics, and drug delivery. So this hydrogel pretty much will wrap around you and work as like another sheet of skin, which would, you know, be moldable to, you know, your body and repair, you know, any damage you have going on in the area. I'm sure it has like a collagen-like, you know, collagen-like effect where it, you know, it gets into the, you know, the tissue and helps rebuild that tissue, like that. So y'all, superhumans are coming. You know, this is just the first step. Scientists have created a hydrogel that strengthens bones in weeks, increasing bone density by 5 times. Scientists at EPFL in Switzerland have developed a hydrogel that can increase bone density by up to 5 times in just a week. Made in just weeks. Made from hyaluronic acid and hydroxyapatite. Yep. So made from hyaluronic acid and hydroxyapatite. This injectable treatment strengthens bones by mimicking natural bone minerals. In test trials, or in animal trials rather, it showed remarkable results. And when combined with osteoporosis medications, the effects were even more powerful. While still in animal studies, human trials are on the horizon, offering hope for more effective bone health treatments. Which pharmaceutical company produces it? I know, right? This right here is going to be insane if it actually does work. Strengthening our bones. Like, what are we, like, turning into Superman at this point? Like, that's incredible. Related, we are becoming superhumans and super strength. And so if you are paralyzed, quadriplegic, in a wheelchair, however, you have any type of disability, these things that I am, reading up on, it just seems so, hopeful. And so it just gives you so much, positive outlook on life and where we will be in the next years with technology and science advancing. So I saw this article right here, and it gave me hope as well. Paralyzed man walks again after world's first AI brain spine interface surgery in China. So this AI breakthrough is a tiny device implanted during surgery, reconnecting his brain signals directly to his legs, bypassing the damaged spinal cord. AI decoded his brain signals, instantly translating thoughts into movements. Within days, he moved voluntarily. And after a few weeks, he walked over 5 meters using just a supportive frame. Wow. So researchers in China, of course, Asia, right? Everything that's going on in the world happens to be, in Asia, which makes sense because they have less, restrictions, less on what, they can do scientifically, right? They don't have like the ADA or anything like all these like countermeasures and check systems, which, can be a good thing, but a lot of times doesn't always help people out because you have things that are natural and things that are, that can actually help people out in desperate situations. They're being banned, things like stem cells. A lot of research isn't funded because of ADA. And, Asia, they don't abide by that system, which really allows them to progress, especially scientifically, a lot faster than what we're doing over here in the West. And, they're just a lot smarter. Asians tend to be a lot smarter, pound for pound. Next up, finally, to wrap things up, we're closing out with a big one. And here's why it matters, guys. We have new footage of Mars released, and we have what it's like to fly into the sun. So let's get into it. Never before seen footage of Mars released by NASA. NASA has unveiled the most detailed footage of Mars to date, offering an unparalleled glimpse into the red planet's terrain. Captured by the Perseverance rover, the high-definition video showcases the Jezero crater's landscape, including intriguing geological formations and potential signs of ancient microbial life. This release marks a significant milestone in planetary exploration, providing scientists and the public with an immersive view of Mars's surface. So we really want to get to Mars, it seems like, as a species, because it's the only planet within our solar system that seems to be able to host life, to be habitable by humans, and for us to eventually, transfer humans onto and start life there and move. Because, becoming a multi-planetary species, right, might be something we have to do eventually as Earth, becomes more and more susceptible to things like volcanic eruptions, asteroids, nuclear warfare, all the crazy things going on, super volcanic deep sea eruptions, which can completely wipe out, life on Earth in a blink. And so you got people like Elon Musk and his company SpaceX trying to develop rockets to move humans to Mars. So let's go ahead and look at some of this footage of Mars released by NASA.
Recorded 140 million miles away from us.
Wow, looks like a desert, like Death Valley, Grand Canyon. The sound of it out there is so eerie, right? The sound of space and Mars. Obviously, they don't have the same atmosphere as us, so that's what it sounds like out there. You just listen to that. So yeah, and now we have something I saw that was so amazing. Every time I see something that involves, space and the sun, and and just astronomy, it's just so mind-boggling to me to read about it. So we have the final moments of a spacecraft as it flies into the sun. NASA's Parker Solar Probe made history by becoming the first spacecraft to touch the sun, capturing video and sound of the solar wind as it entered the sun's atmosphere. This groundbreaking mission provided unprecedented data before the probe's final moments, unveiling the sun's extreme conditions. I think I have seen this, but this is I've actually reacted to this and seen this topic in a previous podcast. But this was actually something that I thought was cool because this was more recent and updated, and they have a different angle for this video here. So the probe's sacrifice opened new doors in solar research, giving us a deeper understanding of the sun's behavior and its impact on our solar system. All right, let's check it out. I haven't seen this video of the Parker probe going into the sun, but here we go. Oh, you hear that? Scary. Those coronas, that heat. Look at that. Look at that wave of coronal projection. That's insane. So that means it's getting closer. Obviously, this is probably the last few final moments of the probe's life, before it sacrifices life to, show us what it's like to fly into the sun, right? But absolutely amazing stuff there. I appreciate everyone for joining. We had Muhammad Nahal in the chat. What's up, Muhammad? He says, hey, how are you? Hey, man, I'm doing good. Another podcast here. We're actually wrapping it up here soon. Thank you for joining. And shout out to the chat and everybody that joined on this episode. I appreciate everybody that tunes in and is staying up with the topics, because if you find this interesting like me, I know I'm not the only person that, draws inspiration and hope and, inspiration from some of these things that, I discuss here on this podcast. So, of course, we're mixing it up. We're always constantly researching and finding out different things to talk about, and researching, finding ways to, constantly evolve our mindset and our knowledge and just to stay updated with what's going on in the science world, because it's very important. Some of these things that are coming out, some of these inventions. So I'm glad to be able to share them with you. If you hadn't already known, drop one in the chat and let me know if some of these things I talk about are new to you. if you find them interesting. So yeah, that's episode 23 right there. We have upcoming guests. And we have more episodes coming weekly. I will be trying to start doing the podcast every Wednesday. I want to do a pod with someone, maybe bi-weekly, and then on the week that I'm not doing a pod, interviewing someone or having a guest, then on that week I will just do a solo pod and kind of like a news update and things like that. Let you guys know what's going on around the world, guys. If you feel inclined to support the podcast, I implore you to support by going down in the description and clicking on that Patreon link and joining the Patreon, guys. There's a lot of great things going on in there, a lot of behind the scenes footage. You can request different things. There's community in there. So I would love it if you guys, join the Patreon and join the community. I encourage you guys to let me know what you thought about the episode. Let me know what you want me to cover in the next coming episodes. If you found anything interesting, of course, you can always comment down below or DM me on the socials, and follow me also on Instagram at IcyMick. And I no longer have Snapchat, but I do have Twitter at XXMickens. And so, yeah, those are what I'm pretty heavy on. Of course, there's the Stormy and Friends Facebook page as well. I drop a lot of videos on there, a lot of behind the scenes content that I don't drop on YouTube as well. Just kind of like updates and things like that, pictures, stuff like that's not really made for YouTube necessarily. And yeah, guys, just give me some feedback what you thought about the episode and today's topics. Were they good or bad? Let me know. I appreciate everyone for joining. It's been a great episode, and I will see you in the next one. I love you so much. Stay blessed, stay beautiful, and let's go. See you in the next one.